Welcome back to the show. This is the Let's Tell It Like It Is podcast. Today I want to talk about something a lot of us feel but rarely put into words. Why it seems like good people get hurt the most. If you've ever thought, I'm trying to do right by people, so why do I keep ending up disappointed, betrayed, or taken for granted? This episode is for you. We grow up hearing that if you're kind, honest, and loyal, life will reward you. But as adults, we discover a harsher reality. Some of the most caring, generous people are the ones who get lied to, used, and left behind. So today, I want to break down 3 things. Why good people are especially vulnerable to being hurt. The ugly truth about how the world actually responds to kindness. How to stay a good person without being a doormat. Let's start with the first part, why good people get hurt so often. When you're a genuinely good person, you assume other people think and feel like you do. If you wouldn't lie, you underestimate how easily someone else might. If you wouldn't use someone, you doubt that anyone would really use you. So you give people the benefit of the doubt. You explain away red flags. You tell yourself, they're just stressed, or they didn't mean it, when the truth is, they showed you who they are, early, and you didn't want to see it. Good people are often raised to be helpful, polite, and accommodating. Somewhere along the way, that turns into a belief that your needs always come last. You say yes when you're tired, broke, or overwhelmed. You keep trying to be the bigger person, even when the other person is making zero effort. And over time, you don't just give, you overgive. You bleed for people who won't even sweat for you. There's also a deeper psychological trap. Believing that your pain is proof that you're a good person. You think, if I'm suffering, it must mean I'm loyal. If I'm exhausted, it means I'm committed. If I'm hurt, it means I loved deeply. That mindset makes you tolerate things you should have walked away from a long time ago? Now let's talk about the ugly part. How the world actually responds to unchecked kindness. This is hard to accept, but important. The world doesn't consistently reward kindness. It rewards clarity, strength, and boundaries. When you're kind but you have no boundaries, people don't say, "Wow, what an angel." They say, "This person will keep giving. I can push a little more." Not everyone, but enough people to do damage. To the wrong kind of person, your patience looks like permission. Your forgiveness looks like access. Your empathy looks like a tool they can use to get what they want. And when you finally break down, they're surprised. Because you trained them to believe that you'd always be available. Always be understanding, always be there, even when they weren't there for you. Here's the key. Being good is not what hurts you. What hurts you is being good in the wrong places, with the wrong people, with no protection around your time, energy, and heart. A sharp knife in a kitchen is useful. The same knife in a toddler's hand is dangerous. Kindness without boundaries is like that. Powerful in the right context, dangerous in the wrong one. Segment 3. How good people can protect themselves. Let's shift into solutions. How do you stay a good person without being the one who always gets hurt? 1. Stop arguing with red flags. The first rule is simple. Stop negotiating with what you already know. If someone shows you a pattern of disrespect, inconsistency, or selfishness, believe the pattern. Don't fall in love with potential. Don't build a fantasy version of who they could be if they just fixed a few things. Love who they are right now, or walk away. You can be compassionate and still say, "This behavior is not acceptable in my life." Being good is not saying yes to everything, staying in every relationship, explaining yourself over and over to someone who doesn't want to understand. Being a good person can also mean saying no without guilt, cutting off repeat offenders, protecting your peace even if it disappoints others. Write your own definition of a good person, one that includes you, not just everyone around you. 3. Learn to disappoint people. One of the quiet superpowers of emotionally healthy people is this: they are willing to disappoint others to stay true to themselves. If every time you protect yourself, you feel crushed by guilt, people will sense that and push harder. You need to build a tolerance for other people being upset while you do what's right for you. Being a good person doesn't mean everyone feels good about you all the time. It means you act with integrity, even when it's uncomfortable. Good people tend to listen to words. Manipulators rely on that. Start matching access to behavior instead. If someone is consistent, respectful, and supportive, they get more access. If someone is chaotic, draining, or disrespectful, they get less access, no matter what they say. You don't have to make a big announcement. Just quietly adjust how much of your time, energy, and emotional space they get. If you're listening to this and you recognize yourself as the good person who gets hurt, hear this. Your kindness is not the problem. Your empathy is not the problem. Your loyalty is not the problem. The problem is that you've been giving those gifts to people and situations that don't know how to hold them. The world needs people like you, but you're no good to anyone if you're emotionally broken, resentful, and burned out. You don't need to become cold. You don't need to become selfish. You just need to become fair to yourself. If this episode spoke to you, I want you to do one thing after you stop listening. Think of one place in your life where your goodness is costing you too much. Too much peace, too much sleep, too much self-respect. Then ask yourself, what boundary would a future, stronger version of me set here? And this week, take one small step toward that boundary. Send the text. Say no. Delay the favor. Leave the chat. Whatever it looks like for you. If you found value in this, share it with the good person in your life who always shows up for everyone else. And if you want more conversations like this, make sure you follow the podcast and leave a quick review. It helps more people find this message. Thanks for listening. Protect your heart, protect your peace, and I'll talk to you in the next episode.